Hello again. This video is about LANSA's application framework, which is known as the VLF. This video is part 3 of a 3-part video series. Parts 1 and 2 of this video series covered VLF development steps 1 and 2, shown here. In this video we're going to look at development step 3 in more detail. At the conclusion of video 2 we had a prototyped application that contained business objects, employees, orders and products. Its prototype parts allowed us to make lists of the orders and products we want to work with. They also allow us to perform a variety of mock-up actions or commands against an individual order or product. Now we're going to change the products business object from a prototype into a real working application. The starting point is the VLF developer's workbench. First, I locate the products business object and display its common activities tab. The common activities tab has many options, most of which relate to generating visual LANSA programs and snapping them into the framework. To get the snap-in process rolling, I first indicate what I want to see when lists of products are displayed by a filter, so I use this option. By using my product master database's table definition, I can select the columns I would like to see displayed. In this case, I choose the product's ID, description, model and price. I also need to indicate what column will uniquely identify a product in the displayed list. I click Finish to close this common activity. For this demonstration, I will generate an automatic CRUD. I will get a filter to search for products, that's the S in CRUD. I will also get command handlers to support the creation, reading, update and delete of products. That's the C, R, U and D in CRUD. To do that, I click the Create button. I wait while the CRUD programs are generated. My products business object now uses real programs that are accessing real database tables. They have been snapped into the framework, replacing the prototype parts we saw before. I can run my application in the web browser now by using this execution option. I log on and open the products business object. My generated filter executes immediately. It creates and displays a list of products extracted from the database residing on my web server. I can refine the displayed list, for example by displaying only products that contain the word chain. There are many list options implemented automatically here. For example, I can sort on any column in the list or send the entire list into an Excel spreadsheet. If I click on a product, the generated details command handler fires up. This allows me to review, change and delete product information. If I want to create a new product, I can use the New command handler, which was also automatically generated. I'm now going to look at the generated command handler's code. We are now working in Visual LANSA's IDE. The Details command handler is a Visual LANSA reusable part. That's what LANSA calls this type of program. When I open it, we immediately see the panel that it uses to create, display, edit and delete product details. If I switch to the Source tab, you can see the program's code. Note how a diagram of how the program works is embedded into the source. This is a useful feature that you can use in your own programs to explain how they work. Switching back to the Design tab, we can see the WYSIWYG form painter in use. I can move and resize things in the usual way. Switching back to the Source tab again and scrolling past the diagram, we can see the code that makes this program work. This is the code that gets converted into HTML5 and JavaScript when I compile it. It's really beyond the scope of a short introductory video like this to go into the code and how it works, so I'll stop here. The VLF snap-in architecture is at its foundation, so I want to wrap this video up with a small demonstration of it in action. Do you remember that our demonstration framework also contained a prototype employee business object? Well, one of my peer developers has built some VLF snap-ins for that employee object. There's a small postscript here as well. My peer developer also assigned some images to my applications and business objects. Okay, to snap in that developer's work, I start the VLF developer's workbench, locate the employee business object, and snap in the names of the filter, the Details command handler, and the List panel handler the developer created. I am running this video section at double speed because it is far from exciting and a pretty mechanical process. When the 3 programs have been snapped in, I save the framework. Now I execute my updated framework, log on and open the Employees Business object. Now you can see the newly snapped in filter, list panel handler and details command handler come to life. This was the prototype. Now the snap-ins have transformed it into a real application. In a little over 15 minutes we have covered these VLF development steps: prototyping, target platform choices and snapping in real programs. Thank you for your attention.